This podcast is brought to you by Rebecca Cassells of the Rising Dawn series. Do you like violence? Do you like smut? Are you tired of the stereotypical novels of werewolf romance out there and want something a little bit different? Then pick up Sparked Revolution, Book 1 in the Rising Dawn series by Rebecca Cassells. Available on Amazon, in Kindle and paperback. You too can become a sponsor of Stories, The True and the Fictional by heading on over to buymeacoffee.com/STTATF or follow the link in the show notes.
Exterior, a crumbling cityscape, dusk. Broken towers loom under a sickly orange sky. The distant sound of burning embers drifts through the stagnant air. Dust swirls and settles on twisted rebar and charred cars. A once busy street is now a scar of cracked asphalt and debris. We see two soldiers approach from opposite directions, each stepping over rubble and navigating collapsed walls. They wear mismatched gear, their uniforms too dirty to tell sides apart. Their eyes dart, scanning for threats.
Stop. I've heard stories of scouts passing through here. You one of them?
I don't know you. The last man I trusted sold me out for a canteen of stale water. Show me your hands. Slow.
They both hesitate, weapons trained, searching each other's face for any flicker of recognition or betrayal. The wind howls through the empty window frames.
Where do you stand? Who do you fight for?
I fight for what's left of the living. I have no banner, no colors, just a will to see tomorrow. The devils we faced, they weren't human. Flesh twisted by darkness, hungry for souls. I saw them scorch the valley. Nothing but ash, where green fields used to be.
I saw them too. They poured out of the old world's cracks. When heaven's lines broke, all we could do was run. But how can I trust you? These days, even men can turn into monsters.
They circle each other, steps echoing on debris. Pause, lingers, both uncertain.
You want proof? You want proof I'm not one of them? I'm no demon spawn. I'm human. I remember before all of this. Back when we were kids. Back when things had normalcy. Summer afternoons, sticky fingers.
Normalcy. Like Sunday afternoons. The hum of a neon sign. Plastic chairs and greasy paper wrapped around something too big for a child's mouth. What were those called?
You mean a Big Mac? I remember the tastes. Soft bun, the tangy sauce, and the fries. They'd spill out of the little red carton, salty and warm. I used to beg my mum to take me. The golden arches were like a beak of happiness back then.
My dad would treat me to one after soccer practice. We didn't have much, but that was our treasure. I could still feel the ketchup at the corner of my mouth.
They both lower their weapons further, glancing at each other in the dim light. The distant rumble of something monstrous fades to background whispers.
You remember the way the door chimed when you walked in? There was always a line, but no one minded waiting. The world was simpler.
We were kids then. Just kids. Before the skies cracked and the armies rose from beneath. Before we lost everything.
They stand there, both still on edge, but a shared memory has bridged some unspoken gap. Their stance relaxes.
If you know the taste of a Big Mac, then you're human. No demon could savor that memory and not be sickened by it.
We survive by holding on to what makes us human in the first place. Those small pleasures. Those moments of comfort. That's how I know you're not one of them.
Tension dissipates, replaced with a cautious camaraderie. They look at each other, perhaps even share a faint chuckle, as if remembering some distant commercial jingle that once played on television sets, now long destroyed.
We should move. There might still be something worth saving in the next sector. Maybe we'll find some more survivors. People who remember what it was like to share a meal instead of fighting for scraps.
Lead the way.
As they move off down the ruined street together, the camera slowly drifts upward, focusing on a fallen billboard half covered by ash and ivy. The faint outline of the golden arches is still visible beneath grime. When the world was whole, when we gathered together under bright lights and smiling faces, we found comfort in the simplest pleasures. That's what we still hold on to. Come back to what you loved. Come back to what reminds us of who we truly are. Cut to quick flashes. A clean, modern McDonald's kitchen. A fresh, sizzling burger patty searing on a grill. Crisp lettuce. A dollop of creamy sauce. A fresh bun. Then fries tumbling into a container, steaming hot, perfectly golden. Try the new Quarter Pounder Deluxe with our crispy, world-famous fries, available now. The screen fades to black, leaving only the faint silhouette of the arches glowing softly against the darkness.
Now that is how you advertise a burger. I say the art of advertising is lost and the art of storytelling is lost. That's why I welcome you to Stories, the True and the Fictional podcast. I'm, of course, one of your hosts, Chris Parker. I'm, of course, joined to me by the man, the myth, the legend, the bane of all mailmen across England. I, of course, talk about Neil Cassells. How are you going, sir?
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I'm doing okay.
Can you imagine? Like not just okay, not mailmen, thieves trying to steal precious items around Christmas because people send in deliveries around Christmas. Going, oh, what did you score? Let me just open it. Mayonnaise. What am I going to do with this mayonnaise? Wait, that's not mayonnaise. That's fish sauce.
In joke. For more information, email thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com.
But no, despite that, I'm doing okay, all things considered.
Oh, that is very good. I am, of course, joined by award-nominated. Because you didn't win the 3 awards, right?
No.
It's all rigged. Look, you know what? It's who you know. You weren't at a Diddy party. You weren't at Epstein's Island. You're not going to win a children's book award. Let's just let's just accept that. Of course, I'm talking about, of course, by a famous author and sometimes YouTuber, J.A. Bryan. How are you going, sir?
I'm going well. I'm going well. And on that intro, I just need to verify something, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying that in the end, McDonald's will always stand and will be the glimmer of hope for generations to come?
Because, not to use a term of the dumb people, but I will. Actually, no, it's not really the same thing. Actually, it's a combined shared experience that will save humanity. And everyone can remember in their childhood, and there was no dinner prepared. And you're going, wait, where's the dinner?
Hmm.
And your parents picked up the car keys and said, come on, let's go. We all knew where we were going. We all knew as we stood in line, as that door, as the script eloquently says, as the door chimed, you hear that infamous McDonald's sound. Bam, bam, indicating that items are ready to be made. Yeah. And remember the old way of McDonald's, where they would say, taking one, leaving three. Taking one, like, because obviously they used to pre-make the burgers a lot, now they sort of have to make them on the spot because that's what people want. I hate that because I used to walk up to McDonald's and say, hey, I'd like a Big Mac. They say, oh, look, they're like, we're out
Mm.
make a new batch. I said, yeah, cool. No, like what's available right now this second? They said, oh, quarter pound. I said, cool, give me quarter pound and fries, and then he'd be out the door. Now
Yeah.
they have to wait. I
Yeah.
think we've lost something there because
Yeah.
McDonald's was not meant to be a quality food.
But it'd be fast food.
It was meant to be a food for families who didn't have a lot,
Mm.
and all they could afford was McDonald's, and they still could get a decent meal. And that's
Mm.
what made McDonald's was that beautiful, decent meal of food. Was it high quality food? No. But regardless, whatever state you're in, whatever area you're in, whatever location you're in around the world, you will have a shared experience of saying, I know what a Big Mac tastes like. Everyone, except for those in India, will say, yes, I too know what a Big Mac tastes like. And then that is an important shared experience. And that's why when the aliens invade, or actually in this story, that's why when the forces of heaven and hell breach through to wage war on Earth, and the devil cheats by promising all the lost souls in hell that if he fights for him, that he will give them freedom, increasing his strength and army and pouring through the cracks, leading having the evils of humanity as dreadlords leading his massive forces and destroying the world. That's why McDonald's and the shared experience of enjoying a burger will bring us together.
Is this a bad time to tell you I've actually never had a Big Mac?
You are a traitor, and clearly you're a liar.
No, I've dead set I've never had a Big Mac.
You are a liar, sir, and I
I'm
will
not.
call you a liar, and I will fight you because you are a liar.
I'm not. I've had the quarter pounder, I've had the cheeseburgers, I've had pretty much every. I just never had a Big Mac.
How? That's impossible. Neil, have you like do you believe that he's lying? Because I think there's a lie.
No, I think that's entirely believable.
Chris,
How?
Chris,
Um,
have you
a,
eaten
a
everything
Big
on the
Mac
menu?
is a Big Mac is just a quarter pounder with extra layers.
There you go.
That's
So
all that is.
I've eaten part of a.
Yeah, but okay, but Jamie, now I feel sorry for you because what you get now when you ordered a Big Mac is basically like a really like how the size of the
Yeah,
quote unquote Big Mac now is pathetic. I'm talking about the old school Big
yeah.
Mac.
But like the only time I go to Macca's is when I'm packaged and I'll get like some fries on the way home or an apple pie. That's about it.
No, but even in your childhood, did you not get the Big Mac, the burger, too big
No,
for a child?
I was all about the nuggets, and in the mornings it was all about the hotcakes. When the hotcakes were actually like big, you know.
Now, are you an advanced McDonald's eater? Do you get a sundae and a fries and dip the fries into the sundae?
Yeah, of course. Like not all the time, but you know.
Okay, no, I'm just making sure that you know
I've
what you.
done it. I've
Yeah,
done
I
it.
just need to make sure you know what you're about. And Neil shaking his head in disagreement, vehement disagreement.
Are you trying to say you apply ice cream to fries?
Oh
Yes.
yes, oh
No,
yes.
you
Oh,
dip. You dip the fry
you dip
into
the
the ice cream.
fries into the ice cream.
Oh no,
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 You
no,
see,
no,
you see.
no, 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 no.
Uh,
To be fair though, trying to find a McDonald's with the McFlurry machine working
oh
to
yeah,
get
no,
any ice cream,
that is a
you're
feat.
already statistically going to fail.
Yeah.
That is
Mhm.
a feat of engineering.
Yeah.
No, not that like it breaks all the time. It's a feat of engineering that's designed to break all the time, and the
Yeah.
parts are only made by one company. That is just
Genius.
a just genius.
Genius.
Like I don't even fault them for their capitalism. I'm like,
No.
yeah, go get it, of
I actually
course.
saw the entire breakdown of that on X. I think this morning I saw the thread and I've bookmarked it so I can have a proper read. But yeah, they're made to break because all of their money comes from servicing them.
Yep, yep.
Mm.
So again, back in the day, just to make it sound old, when there's old steel fridges that just basically kept on fucking
Yep.
going,
hmm
like in the old boxes, you could take 1,000 hits to the face and be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
You see a modern fighter hit and they go down like a sack of chips. I mean, Neil, you live in Europe, or close to Europe, or Europe adjacent,
Once Europe.
as you're not a part of the EU, which I think that was the right call. But whether you disagree or not, because you can't have a Muslim state inside of the EU. Well, EU. Oh no, Chris! Stop! Bad Chris, bad Chris Park, bad Korea. Have you enjoyed the Dutch take on chips on fries with the mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise is not a foodstuff.
What do you mean mayonnaise is not a food stuff?
It is not a foodstuff. It does not belong anywhere near food.
Well, interesting.
Oh, yes, I knew I liked you.
Interesting.
You-
Okay, no, again, some people don't like the Dutch style chips. I love
No,
them. The
it's
thick
more so
chip,
mayonnaise.
the thick chips with the traditionally made mayonnaise. Whoa. Like the Dutch get things right sometimes. They've
No,
got the
I'm in the north of England. Thick chips with gravy.
sure,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
and a bit of fish. 'Cause you're a northerner, uh, which explains why you can't stand southern politics, but that's good. Because the Dutch have
I
gotten.
can't stand the northern politics either.
Oh yeah, true. The Dutch have gotten some things right in their life. One, total football, the invention of how the one game is played. Two, making everything legal in their country and just like, yeah, have at it. No law. Again, awesome. And three, the mayonnaise they put on the fries. Those are the three things, and their women. And those are the four things that Dutch have done exceptionally
They
well.
put
And I
they put the mayonnaise on their women.
sometimes I would imagine, so they could dip the fry. Anyway,
It
that's
takes
a
all sorts.
whole separate other podcast. Now, Neil, whilst you've been dreaming about your next trip to Amsterdam, have you also played any games or enjoyed any media over this past?
Um, this last weekend, I sat down with my daughter, my eldest child, and continued her film education with the 1984 Cameron classic, The Terminator.
Oh,
Ooh.
how did
We
that go?
watched surprisingly well. The only part where I thought she might be trying to nope out was when the Terminator's eye is all messed up and he
Mhm.
decides to dispense with the organic component with a scalpel. And
That was a hell of a scene.
she realized what he was going to do when he picked the scalpel up
Mhm.
and started saying no, no, no. And then she held a hand in front of her face, going no, 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 no. Sweetheart, you're just looking around your hands. Just put the hand down. But she was looking forward to watching it because she wants to. I had a bit of a rant at her a while ago about proper, strong female
Yeah.
heroic
Yep.
figures. And I described the likes of Sarah Connor and Ellen Ripley, and she said, "Oh, can I watch those films?" And then I got a very dirty look from my lovely wife to say she's not watching Alien. So we did the Terminator, and then I showed her the deleted scenes from Terminator on YouTube, and then I looked at the time, everyone else is asleep, and decided, screw it, we're watching Terminator 2 as well. And then so she got the only two Terminator films, in my opinion, worth watching back to back, and she thoroughly enjoyed them. And the version of Terminator 2 we watched was one of the completely restored versions with all the deleted scenes, actually including the odd bit I've not seen before. There was a director's cut of that film where they restored various scenes, but over the years, more bits have come out. And it also has the proper ending to Terminator 2, where instead of Sarah Connor monologuing over the same piece of driving down a road footage they
Yeah.
used when they went to the Cyberdyne building, it's Sarah Connor as an old woman in the park that she keeps dreaming about throughout the film, only it's the future, and John Connor is now a senator, and he's playing with his child in the park. And Sarah Connor is monologuing, saying, "Judgment Day never happened, and I wanted to run through the streets and shout at everyone for how lucky they are, and instead I just got drunk." It's a nice bookend to the series that does not leave it open for
Anymore, yeah.
any more sequels that the quality of which would, in my humble opinion, decline.
Now, you sure that these have strong female characters? Because I heard that Hunger Games had the first strong female character,
Yeah.
right?
There
Right,
was
yeah.
The
no
only
other
one.
female characters prior to Hunger Games. Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed,
No,
Jamie.
no strong.
Mm.
Yeah, okay, cool.
No, but we did that, and then after the next day, I said, "Right, just out of curiosity, sweetheart, you've slept on this now. you've watched both of them. Which was your favorite? And I fully expected her to say Terminator 2.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why it was the American Film Institute's top 100, and it's
Yep.
in that
Yep.
list.
Yep.
She said, the first one. Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Why? And she said, it was more fun. I mean, Terminator 2 had a minigun.
And
And it
re-
and it
really
had a
Okay.
guy running who had to learn how to run without breathing. Like, like,
Yes.
like,
and a really good truck chase.
and this.
Robert Patrick's performance. I've watched Terminator 2 many times, but it has been a few years for me since the last time I watched it. And I was watching all the nuances of Robert Patrick's performance, and good lord,
Mhm.
it was funny. My little girl, she says, you know, the man that plays the T-1000 is really good. So what do you mean? Well, he's a lot smaller than the other Terminator, and yet he's scarier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have to agree.
Agreed. Like, what an amazing performance. That movie has so many iconic scenes, like him single-handedly loading a shotgun whilst
Yeah.
on a motor, like with
Yeah.
a swinging it around and like bang, like oh, such an amazing scenes.
Mm.
Iconic movie. And then they ruined the franchise. So
And they keep digging a hole deeper and deeper.
like I kind of
I
feel
mm,
that with that franchise, because it was so successful, they keep going, now how do we destroy it? Because like it's too like it sends an
Mm.
awesome, strong message.
Yeah.
But I am a little bit sad, and I've told this to Jamie many times, that I don't get to see a true John Connor film. Like the Christian
Mm.
Bale film. I love Christian Bale, wasn't the John Connor film I wanted to see
Yeah.
because that
You,
was
you you wanted the future.
now I wanted the laser one, the
Yeah.
80s music, the laser guns,
Yeah.
but I wanted some random dude. Like can you imagine the scene where like all the people in the camps, they're like stuck in there. They're being like told to like that they've been like they're just picking up dead bodies and it's like a horrible life. Then you see a dude in a hood turn up, right, starts running towards the Terminators. They raise their weapons. He types onto his armband and shuts them down. Slides under them, like attacks them in their vital components. Rips down the fence. Breaks them free. Takes the hood down as John Connor and he goes, "Come with me if you want to live." Like, come on! Like,
Yeah.
the movie writes it fucking. The movie writes itself. Like, and then it's all about. And the movie's not. And the movie takes. You can have the movie like in the perspective of other people. Like, what going? Who is this guy? Why does he know so much? And then you have like the scene where he's inside of his like war camp. And he's constantly listening to the tapes that Sarah Connor left him. His mother left him, and is basically making sure that he understood everything. Like, come on, like are you allergic to money, Hollywood? Are you allergic? Are you allergic to awesomeness? Imagine.
You know the answer to that, Chris.
I know the answer. It
well,
just.
the rights to that franchise after Terminator 2, I believe companies. It was at a time where Hollywood, number of big studios, including that one, went under. The rights got divvied up and scattered to the winds, and it took a long time for them to actually consolidate the rights into one place where everyone could agree and they could legally make a third film.
And then they could destroy it, and then make more bad ones, and then continue to make bad ones, and then go, John Connor's a Terminator, and destroy the entire thing, and then go, oh wait, no, we'll kill John Connor and make it about some random female character. Yeah, this is gonna go well with our fans. But back to your point, Neil. Though classic movie. It's good that you're educating your daughter on the classics. What else have you been doing? Anything else?
That has mostly been it. Life is keeping me fairly busy at the moment, and don't have any time that the television is on in the evenings. It is Downton Abbey.
Oh, good show.
Not my choice. Not my choice in the slightest. Or
Classic show.
fortunately, I expressed a desire to make sure that my kids are well educated on quality classic film and storytelling. And my wife also said, "Oh, I wanted to watch stuff that I like, so she can watch Charmed."
Oh no!
Yes. So once my boys have gone to bed, she turns around and says, "Can I watch an episode of Charmed, Mummy?" And she says, "Yes." And
Like,
then we have at least one to two episodes of Charmed before she goes to bed,
like
and
that's
then
just,
Downton Abbey gets put on.
oh my God, that is just bad television. Look, okay, look, I'll be fair. It's fine. Like, is it a good show? Sure, are there good moments? Fine. Like, it's not the worst thing in the universe, but it's pretty close.
Well, the next one we have a slight dispute in that she needs to experience Star Trek. This is given how many seasons and films there are of Star Trek. That's going to be a bit of a tough one, but we are at odds as to where she should start.
Well, isn't it,
And
the Patrick Stewart series, that Next Generation? Isn't that one everybody loves with Patrick Stewart?
The Patrick Stewart one is widely regarded as one of the best places to
I
start.
mean,
Well,
it is Patrick Stewart, of
it
course.
is Patrick Stewart. Um,
I
But
yeah,
you
would
want
disagree.
Shatner skizzies.
I think out of the films, I am a purist. Star Trek II Wrath of Khan is the best film. And if you go into just the films and you watch those, the events of Star Trek II Wrath of Khan don't have nearly as much impact because you haven't watched the individual original series episode
oh,
that leads up to
true,
it.
true.
And um, spoiler alert for a rather aged film now, but when Spock dies and Kirk's all upset, you don't feel too much because you've not been through several seasons of their adventures in the original
Yeah.
series.
Oh, yeah,
So,
yeah. Oh man,
and
that's
then
tough
we can
though.
get the original series, the first six films. Then we can start doing Next Generation. We can do the Generations movie. Get all of that out of the way so we can get on to the best Star Trek, which is obviously Deep Space Nine with the Cisco. And after that, I'm not fussed.
Yeah,
Not the
yeah,
biggest Voyager fan,
yeah.
but I realize I'm putting myself at risk by saying Deep Space Nine is better. But
Ooh.
Deep Space Nine. No. What have I been up to? Well,
Have you watched Hot Frosty yet?
I have not. I have been very. That's so stupid. Anyway, I
But
have.
you would love it, Chris. It's your kind of
Uh,
film.
no, it's not.
You wait, you don't like the film. You don't like the idea of a film where some lonely lady walks through a Christmas display and it's got, Santa and all that, and then there's this just 6 foot two probably snowman, and she puts her scarf around his neck, and then it comes to life, and it is a hot naked Frosty the Snowman,
Actually, interesting.
and he warms the hearts of
Oh,
the entire
wait.
town,
Interesting.
and
Actually,
it
no, this.
has it has Boyle from 9-9
Hmm.
and the Pontiac Bandit from 9-9.
Who's the main female lead? This is key.
I don't know. I don't know who she is, to be honest. The only
Mm,
people I recognized from the IMDb was Boyle and Pontiac Bandit guy. Well, you're Googling it right now, aren't you?
I am Googling this right now. What's it called?
Hot Frosty, I think it is. It's on Netflix. But
Hot.
it's apparently it's like all the ladies
oh
are
my
going,
goodness,
why'd you look at that?
okay.
All right.
So the top billed actress for this, she was the. Have you seen? Oh, not another teen movie.
Oh,
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think I've seen
She
it, but I know it.
she was the character. Was it the most beautiful girl in the world? And she was also Penny from the late '90s Lost in Space film.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I just figured it'd be something you'd want to watch, Chris,
No, you know what,
with
Jamie,
your love in the villa.
I stand corrected. This does sound fascinating. Um, the fact that I didn't hear about this is obviously
Well,
is
I assume that you would have because it went pretty viral. Like everyone was losing their crap over a hot Frosty the Snowman.
I'm falling behind in the times because I'm falling behind in the times because that's exactly something I'd want to see. and that's something that I'd want to understand and know. All right.
Hmm.
Anyway, what have I been
What have
doing?
you been up to?
Um, Obviously, I've been playing a lot of games on my ROG Ally X. Mostly playing games that doesn't require the power of a ROG Ally X, obviously. So I have been playing an indie game called Our Adventurers Guild, where basically you create adventurous parties to send them off to die. It's one of those tactical games, or like SOCOM in terms of a tactical sort of RPG kind of games, or tactical turn-based games. And it's also one of like, whilst I enjoy those games and I have a lot of fun, it also has permadeath, which just absolutely like
Hmm.
when you spend lots of time and love and effort into an adventurer, you train him up. He's now like, he's now a gold ranked adventurer. He's level 16 and he has all the awesome gear. And let's say you get a little bit careless and you send him ahead of your party because he's leading a bunch of noobs and you're just
Yeah.
you're trying to level up the noobs. And the lizard men swarm him and I can't get the healer up quicker in time and he dies and then I lose my anyway. I'm not sad at all. So I did lose a few adventurers. I'm trying not to like just cheat. Like you could just essentially restart the save and
Yeah.
but I know that's not the point. The point is adventurers die on their journey, and it was very sad for me because when I first started the game, I had like three adventurers die because I was like going, I could take on this quest. No, I can't. No, no, I can't. Absolutely not. I will not ready. And they all got wiped. And then like it was in 135 days, and not a single adventurer had died because of my diligence and care. And then he died. And like the game actually has like this a fallen hero statue thing you can visit, and you can see that like the names of your hero, the
Yeah.
adventurers that died, and that's very nice.
Oh,
And
Oh.
I was like, and it tells you his stats, and like he had like, it tells you the stats, and like it was like his stats like 17 missions completed, 108 bosses
Wow.
like things killed, highest kill the Dark Reaper like swordsman like thing, and it's like what killed him? A lizard man, and I'm like, no, you deserved so much more. You deserved so much better, you mighty hero.
But that's like in Skyrim, like when you fight this epic dragon, and then you got like hardly any health left, and then the giant goes kick you.
Oh, I
Like
know.
like the tiniest thing will get you, because you're walking around with like no health.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I look.
Yeah.
Uh, it's just that annoyed me, obviously. But what else have I been doing? It's been a very, very slow anime season. This is like
Mm.
there's a lot of sequel stuff that came out, which has been fine. Everyone's favorite anime of this season seems to be a show about a man who loses his penis and testicles and gets magical powers, which is, yes, it's as weird as it sounds. An ancient Japanese yokai called Old Granny takes his, wiener and balls, but in doing so, she accidentally gives him her powers so he can transform into like a ghost or like a yonkai to fight other yonkais and aliens who are trying to invade Earth, but trying to steal the yonkai powers. It's a long and ridiculous story, like most anime, and I can see why people like it because it's a lot of fun, and I can see why Netflix paid money to get the rights to
And
put
I'm
it
I'm
on
assuming
their
there's at
thing.
least 500 episodes of just about him losing his wiener and
No,
balls.
no, no, no. You see, there are the long-running shonen series, obviously. But this is one of the more your seasonal series where it's like 13 episodes before they end. And like all good anime, I do like to let it build into at least 6 to 7 episodes before I start
Yeah.
watching because again, they're from a manga, they're designed to go straight through. So there's no convenient endings in there, like a normal cartoon that made like anywhere else, like the West or anywhere. There is a clear ending to the cartoon, and they go to the next
Hmm.
episode. There's no such thing in anime. They're going episode over. What happened? Tune in next week. I don't know. Like you figure it out. Like I enjoy that, but it's so frustrating. Like
Yeah.
it's the most frustrating thing
Yeah.
ever. In terms of movies, I am behind on a lot of things. I haven't watched the new Arcane season, mostly because the first one was good, but it's been so many years. I'm like going, and I was mostly concerned that how much DI did they install into this series? The first one was excellent because it took them years to make, so it was made well before DI. And then I'm like going, this one was made during the height of DEI, so I'm like going, I don't want to watch. I don't want to see. I just like now would the like it's League. So it is the IP is a Korean IP. So will they be a little bit protective of their IP? Sure, but how protective are they going to be of their IP? So yeah, so I haven't watched that, and that's basically all I have been doing this week. What about you, Jamie?
I've been mainly working on my next book, but as content, I watched the latest season of The Lincoln Lawyer, which is fantastic. They obviously it's Netflix, so they're like, when they get to their third season, they're like, like, hey, you kind of need to cater to certain groups,
Uh,
but at the same time, they did it in a way that's not annoying, like,
how did how did they do that?
no, they just look. They had like a couple of dudes that were married, but Dory was more about what was happening to them than about them, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Like just one of them was like framed for murder sort of thing, and he was actually a really strong actor, likable characters, and yeah, and it hasn't been renewed for season 4, but it ends on like a very very intense cliffhanger. So I'm kind of like, please, because
Uh,
it's a really good show. It's a really good show. Um,
Now here's the thing though, Jamie.
yes.
How long do you think they can keep going before they ruin it?
That's the thing. That's the thing. Because it is rare because it is Netflix.
Oh, yeah, Netflix has the greatest tendency to bubble, like drop,
Yeah,
like to drop the ball.
yeah,
Like Netflix are professionals. Now, normally when you drop a ball, it's because the first season does well. They go, okay, let's increase the money for the second season,
yeah,
so it's better. So it is a better second season, but because the fan base didn't increase with the amount of money they spent, they go, well, that's shit. Let's cancel
yeah,
it.
yeah,
And Netflix has the opposite thing when they
yeah.
go, what an amazing first season. How can we now
Destroy it.
destroy it?
Yeah.
If it's
Oh,
really good, they can just cancel it.
yeah,
Just outright
Oh yeah.
Dark
yeah,
Crystal Age of Resistance.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was sad.
Yeah, no, but yeah, because no, well, Sweet Tooth finished well. They went, okay, we're doing 3 seasons. Here's 3 seasons, and they rounded it off perfectly, ending in sight. That's why I'm hanging out for. I'm waiting for Superman and Lois series to finish. Season 4 apparently is phenomenal. One of the best Lex Luthers we've ever gotten. So
That's not a high bar.
I'm gonna binge that. Yeah, but I also watched this other show that it just popped up, and I went, when things autoplay on Netflix when you just leave it there. There was this show called La Brea or something like that.
Mm.
I think it only went for 3 seasons, but there's only one season on Netflix. But it's about it in LA, a sinkhole opens up, and like half a street block falls into this sinkhole, and then they end up 10,000 years in the past with all this weird stuff, and then they go around and they find gold from the 1800s and all this weird stuff. So this like different times there've been sinkholes that have fallen down into this,
Oh
this
really?
area. It's really super
Oh.
interesting. But it's one of those shows where it's like really cool concept. Acting isn't that strong. You know what I mean? They've
Uh.
got it's not terrible acting, but you can tell that it's not the same quality as some of the other shows that we've grew up on and all that. But
Yeah. But I mean, like sometimes you have a really cool, like they have a really cool idea, but obviously they don't have
yeah,
the money
yeah, the budget, yeah,
to make it work. I think that explains Doctor Who in a nutshell. Like,
but the OG Doctor Who was about that. Like it was all filmed in one room, the original series. And then
yeah,
I think they just wanted to keep that charm. Maybe Neil can chime in. Not that he's, typecasting Neil.
well, yeah, he's
Being
British.
British. Defend
He,
your
I'm
precious
British. I
Doctor
must
Who.
like Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I've never been into Doctor Who. I know my sister-in-law is hugely into the modern
Mm.
iterations of it.
uh,
I watched some of it when I was much younger, so as far as I'm concerned, Doctor Who ended with Sylvester McCoy. But then, I mean, the recent seasons, as Chris has mentioned, the infection of
Yeah.
DEI into absolutely everything. And then in the last season, I think they did Disney. Disney got their oar in and started pouring money into it and saying, "Look at us! Look how stunning and brave we are." Then the ratings figures came out, and then Disney said, "Nope, not for us."
it's like
Yeah.
It was too much of a failure, even for Disney.
that
Mm.
is that is
And
a
they own
low.
Lucasfilm.
That is
Yeah.
how does that even happen? How do you? That's impossible. That is
Yeah.
physically impossible for you to. That's crazy.
Yeah. But then, I think Doctor Who
is like our Home and Away and Neighbours. It's like it gave birth to a lot of great actors. You know, David Tennant, Matt Smith, Karen Gillan, three strong actors came out of Doctor Who.
Jenna Coleman.
Even Capaldi.
Oh yeah, no, like
Yeah.
no. When I watch Capaldi and all the things, I'm like going, why are you not playing Rick Sanchez? Why are you not Rick Sanchez drinking, burping every day? Like,
you
like he's a bit old. Like, sadly, he's going to age
yeah,
out of that role soon.
yeah.
But I'm just saying, there is Rick
But
Sanchez.
but
It
you do
it
know
is clear.
you do know that they did make a live action Rick and Morty, right? Like a short clip thing with
I did not.
you don't know this with the original Doc from Back to the Future.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did a full-on little short.
Point is, Capella, like that guy. That guy's born
Yeah.
to play.
Want to play.
Dun, 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 dun. Anyway,
All right.
what was it saying?
I don't know. I forget. Are you ready for Henry
Doctor Who
Cavill?
sucks.
Yep,
Are you ready for some Henry Cavill?
yep.
It's how he's so relatable, and this clip right here.
Okay, right. Most friends and loved ones know about that, and it's no shock. A lot of my family are into it, but I've definitely had people over at my house and very proudly showed them my miniatures, and they're like, okay. Yeah, and you can see them going, oh yeah, that's really good. And you can just see them thinking, oh, get me out of here, I need another beer. I can't pretend to be interested this long.
I think we've all been there, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. With my with my miniatures.
Yeah. Do you keep your nerdy life separate from your work, Chris? I mean, I have heard reports of you inviting your entire team in to watch Star Wars trailers, like back, when you had hope and all that.
back when I had hope. Yes. No. Look. No. Like I used to when I was rising through the corporate ranks. When I was when I was trying to be more of the corporate side of the business. Yes, I kept it very much hidden. When I moved into technology. And when when I moved in, particularly when I moved into AI even more so, that it's that scene where Red Skull, finally the skin mask he's wearing. It's like, no more hiding, Mr. Smith.
Yeah.
It's a Red Skull moment, and no, I do not hide any of my nerdy things that I do, with any of the people, and my shirts are very clearly like show people that I'm a grown adult that watches anime and likes sport and has many a miniature figure. So like again, no, I don't hide that at work. No. You should I know Jamie, you hide you hide things from people all the time. But you shouldn't have to do that, Jamie.
No.
You shouldn't have to.
I don't hide. I'm just selective with, I'm
With-
very selective.
What does that mean?
No, it's just like I choose what information I give out, and I keep hidden ones that I deem irrelevant to people. Like,
Interesting.
it's irrelevance, relevance. And if people ask, I'll tell them. But I don't walk around going, "Hey, it's me. Look, I."
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying. Yeah, I'm not saying you're gonna walk around and be like going,
Look,
"Oh."
I think people can tell that I'm really into Ninja Turtles, not just from my Ninja Turtle car seat covers, but probably the sticker that's on the back that says my car runs on turtle power. But there are some things that I am very, very transparent about, and it's not like my background right now says anything at all, right?
Of course not. Of course. No, look, be proud of who you are, Jamie.
I am. I am.
Do not hide it.
No,
Do not live in the shadows.
And there's another little clip I wanted to show you because it popped up and it's funny. It's piss funny.
Look, up in the sky! It's a bird! It's a plane!
It's Superman!
Yes, citizens, it is I, the Man of Steel! Oh my god! Oh my god! Why did anyone warn me that I was about to hit a bird and a plane. We did! We warned you!
That's why we said there was a bird and a plane.
I thought you were confused about what I was. We know the difference between a bird, a plane, and a person. Just because we're not superheroes doesn't make us stupid.
Just because we say, it's a bird, it's a plane.
Oh my god, well, what about that time?
I just warned you about the bird and the plane.
I thought you were referring to the earlier thing. We thought you could react a little more quickly. You should really have a conversation with the FAA and air traffic control about your presence in the sky.
You're a danger to yourself and others.
That's not fair. They crashed into me.
Wow.
I don't know who made it, but
That's class.
it's
That's
popped
good.
up.
That is a classic.
I do miss that art style.
The old school, yeah. I mean, because I don't know if Dorkley was the first one to do it.
I think it was Dorkley.
But-
I don't know, but they're the ones that are the popular.
Yeah, Dorkley. I love the old school Dorkley ones. The what was it? The villain's lament. It's like all these super villains doing speeches, and they're going like, "Oh, we got to stop them from moving to the right." Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or the Street Fighter one where the guys, the electric dude, and he's like,
Blanca.
yeah, and he's punching this car, and go, and this guy comes over and he's like, I was just gone for like 5 seconds. What are you doing? He's picking his car up. They're so good. They're so
They
good.
are so good. They are so good.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to our topic that we were supposed to get to last time, but we never did.
Yay! Topic.
Because of tangents. Tell me about your utter disdain for zombie movies, Chris.
Ugh.
No, because they come up later. We're talking post-apocalyptic, but
Ugh.
I just want to warn you that there will be zombie movies involved because, I prefer ones without zombies because they're done to, excuse the pun, to death.
They're not just okay. No, you continue, Jamie. Continue.
No, that's right. No, I don't know if you guys want to talk about your preferences and whatnot. I do have some articles we can destroy if we want to.
Yeah, I'll talk about my preference. Look, if I have to watch post-apocalyptics or that sort of things, which again I am sometimes forced to.
Yeah.
Are we talking show, TV, movie?
What film and television?
I prefer when they are ridiculous. Like, don't give me this like realistic oh, humanity's fallen. We're all monsters now. Oh, we can't trust anyone. Look at this long dark road that I have to travel across. So yeah, I like the movie. The road sucks.
You said you love that movie.
No, like it's fine. But
the
like,
movie's phenomenal.
but if I was to watch something, I guess you call it post-apocalyptic. I want it more into the Badlands style.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Where they've gone, screw guns. Everyone's doing kung fu and swords. We're all cool with that. Yes. Let's again. Cut again. I do love that show.
Yeah.
That show is awesome. Like that show is that is the kind of post-apocalyptic world I want to see, where they go, fuck it, we're using swords.
Now, Neil, last time you had some stuff prepped, right? Do you want to dabble on that or?
Kind of. I really enjoy post-apocalyptic media, whether it's the TV shows, movies, a lot of the games I play. The Metro series is post-apocalyptic. DayZ is again post-apocalyptic. I enjoy zombie films. I prefer slow zombies. I like the allegory for. I don't mind fast zombies. I did just see just today on Twitter X the 28 years later poster has come up. I don't dislike fast zombies. However, at that point, they are essentially just generic movie monster.
Yeah.
Whereas the slow, shambling hordes of George A. Romero, I'll go all deep and meaningful, and I like the allegory of they have for death itself. They are death. It's slow, it's shambling. You can simply walk away from them at a brisk pace, but they don't stop. They will
Yeah.
get you eventually. It's a bit of a grim allegory for
Yeah.
doesn't matter what you do in life, because ultimately, everyone's going to
Yeah.
die. Oh, that's flipping dark. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah. No, well, that's
But
post-apocalyptic.
I enjoy that. But the other thing I find really intriguing about post-apocalyptic settings is why they're so popular. I always look at it as you have whatever causes the apocalypse for people to be living in the post, whether it's a zombie outbreak or the rapture or just conventional warfare.
Mhm.
It's always groups of survivors either trying to travel somewhere or trying to create some semblance of security with a settlement and then trying to deal with the trials of keeping that going.
Yeah.
And I just think, oh, so what seems to intrigue a lot of people is how would you see yourself if all the laws and social norms were removed?
Hmm.
Everyone likes to say that they would be the good guy that, shares his last tin of beans with the starving mother and child coming the other way on the road. And let's be honest, the majority of these people would be the ones to not share their beans, but also
Uh,
kill the woman and child and take their possessions and eat them.
each of the, I was just gonna say we have about 2020 to 2022 to indicate who the people, what kind of people are
Yeah.
gonna.
Yeah.
Like we
That
know
was in my
exactly,
head.
we
Yeah.
know exactly what you're gonna be like in an
Yeah.
apocalypse, and most of you I would classify as collaborators.
Yeah, that was
You
in my
know,
head. I wasn't going to go there.
I fuck it.
Did you guys
I can't go there. I live in the UK.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
There
we
was
know
an
exactly what you're gonna
yeah.
be like in the
Yeah.
apocalypse.
There was an experiment done in the 70s or 80s, maybe it was 60s, I don't know, where they maybe even been in, no, it was, I don't know where it was, probably Europe somewhere, um, where they got an actor in a chair and they wired him up, and then he had a doctor or scientist, both of them were in on it, and then they had a subject who was an assistant, and the whole idea was we're going to electrocute this man, we're doing some tests, and so the actor would just, act, and then the scientist would keep giving them orders to increase the voltage, and like, I think they said 80% of them, of the assistant, just did exactly what they were told,
Oh.
went all the way, no matter how much pain they were inflicting on the patient. 80% of them.
That doesn't, like, when you say that, that does not
Yeah,
surprise me.
yeah.
Like I am not shocked in the slightest.
Excuse the pun.
Oh,
Well, he was.
you
Well,
caught that.
he wasn't. It's not funny if you have to explain it.
Exactly.
So, yeah, but no. So that actor guy wasn't even getting shocked, but he was probably acting pretty well.
Oh no, he'd be like, like if you have to sell, yeah, no, please don't. I have a family. I have a family. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to think that there was
Yeah.
like an actor that was over exaggerating, like, there's always one.
there's always one.
And
Actually,
then
no,
when he's being
like,
shocked, he's gripping the chair, shaking, and
yeah,
spit flying out of his face and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And he's a method actor. He bites his tongue to spit out
No.
blood. Like he's
Well,
he's a true method actor.
If he was a real method actor, he would ask to legitimately get connected.
Like I don't think, yeah. Look, as a former acting student, I do understand method acting.
Yeah.
We're taught two styles, right? One which is basically traditional block
Yeah.
style, where essentially you're just doing movements. You're basically, the director says, in this scene, I want you to do this. Raise your hand, turn this way, do the blocking. Like they're very very traditional. Just like you like
Yeah.
mimic the style, don't feel anything,
Yeah.
and that's what most actors are taught initially.
Yeah.
And they try to, and they say there's this other method if you want to like get there quicker,
Hmm.
and that's called method acting, where you dwell on the worst parts of your life and to
Yeah.
bring up the draw through the raw emotion and become. To me, it's the perfect analogy of good Star Wars, and I will say this because Method acting is the dark side. Yes, it can seem to be more powerful, but it's only going to destroy you from within,
Yeah.
whilst the true forms of acting require wisdom, discipline, and training.
Mm.
And those actors are the ones who are not killing themselves or on drugs. Oh
Yeah.
my God, isn't that shocking? The ones
Yeah.
who are traditionally trained
Mm.
aren't the ones who are all like psychotic.
Yeah.
Well, who could have
Yeah.
who could have thought this? Who could
Yeah.
have
I
like
mean, there is one exception to the rule.
which one?
Christian Bale. He kind of stopped at a certain
But
point.
he knew that after the role he had to reset. Like yes, so like look,
Yeah.
yes, agree. I'll agree that he is the exception, but he should
After
not be.
someone left a tape recorder going
Oh
and
yeah, true.
caught his meltdown, and after that, I kind of,
Yeah.
that wasn't
No, but
right, was it?
that could be anyone. Like, and I can understand because in my head he's filming that intense scene in Terminator 4
Yeah,
where he's,
no, in
you know,
and to his credit, he didn't drop character when he was going
yeah,
nuts at the
yeah,
person. He was
yeah,
still in the American like
yeah,
he was still in his American John
yeah,
Carter going. I think that's like he was in the role. Like it's just,
yeah.
he was just like
Like he was probably in the middle of an intense scene, and then someone walks on, and he's got that raw emotion of acting, and then, you know,
yeah, look, yeah, but video
yeah,
photographers, their job is to take pictures.
yeah,
Having said that, you're generally not meant to walk in the eye line of the actor
yeah,
because like this is what happens when you walk
yeah,
into the eye line of the actor.
yeah,
I did read recently that apparently a bunch of the crew who were actually there when it happened said, yeah, that was actually very unprofessional, and he had his meltdown, but the filming was difficult. It was long days. It
yeah.
was
Yep, yep.
intense, and then he just snapped because they were trying to get it right.
All right, well, I'll pop you guys into the share screen, and we'll rip apart some of these articles because I know Chris will have strong thoughts on some of these. We're going to do movies, but first I'm going to bring up the definition so we can, have a definition to act off, because I'm going to guarantee that some of these are probably not post-apocalyptic. The definition of post-apocalyptic is describing or relating to the situation after the destruction of the world or to an extremely bad situation in which it seems as if the world has been destroyed. So that's the running definition.
Okay.
All right. So Edge of Tomorrow. Would you classify that as post-apocalyptic?
No.
Because it's in the process of happening.
Because we're fighting back still. We're still in the process of like
yeah.
So we haven't given up.
Yeah.
Basically, maybe that's it. Maybe that's
Yeah.
the benchmark. Has humanity given up yet? Yes
Yeah.
or no?
Yeah.
Like
well, there's always someone that hasn't given up, I mean, have you heard stories at the end of World War II when they went to, I think it was like 30 years after World War II, they went to an island somewhere and found a Japanese soldier still
oh yeah,
held
he was
up,
still like
Yeah.
That's
know?
like
So
Edge of Tomorrow, though, also an absolutely fantastic film.
oh no, this
and
is
anyone
what
listening
like
who hasn't seen it,
yeah.
definitely
there
watch
there
it.
are two Tom Cruise movies that you should see. Three.
Sorry.
Last Samurai,
Yep.
Edge of Tomorrow,
And
Maverick.
oh yeah. Well, what about the first Maverick or the first Top Gun?
No,
No?
I as great as that film is, it does no, like
Yeah.
look, and maybe it's because I'm so spoiled with modern technology graphics, like,
Yeah.
but actually, but they did such a good job, filming inside of an actual FA-18 and like doing
Yeah.
and like so they did actually like a very very realistic job there.
Well, you do know that I think 90% of the shots were from inside a plane.
Yeah,
Like Tom Cruise was adamant. No,
yeah,
we did.
and like some of the stunts that they're doing in the plane, the FA-18 pilots are saying, I could probably do that, and Tom Cruise was like, "No, you're gonna do that." It's like, okay, like
Yeah.
I don't think I could bank that hard without
Yeah.
my skull exploding at the back of my head. Anyway,
Yeah.
so with this one, I don't think Edge of Tomorrow is post-apocalyptic again because we're still fighting. But it's
Yeah.
like, and there's also media still, and
Yeah.
there's also like parts of the world that have yet to
Still
be
functioning. Yeah.
still functioning. So no.
Yeah. No. Okay. Cool. Cloverfield Lane.
Yes.
Have you seen that movie?
Yes.
It's connected to the first Cloverfield.
Yep. I think. Oh, yes.
I think
What
it's
do
the same.
You think it's the same?
It's the same as Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh, true, true,
Are
true. We're
there
still
are
fighting.
apocalyptic events, but I mean, in Cloverfield, big monster, little monsters,
Yeah.
one city. It's
Yeah.
hardly the. I mean, it's New York. It's hardly the end of the world. I mean, look at the state of it now.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Hey, I live in the UK. I've got to be critical of someone.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
fair. That's fair.
Planet of the Apes? I'd say that's
Obviously, actually, it depends.
Yes.
Are you looking at it from the point of the humans or the apes? Because for the apes, no, they're in a
they're
thriving,
prime.
yeah, they're in a thriving society.
So
But no, yes,
Humans.
yeah, it's post-apocalyptic. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ruined it. You blew it up. You maniacs. I get it.
A Quiet Place, 100%.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. That's
We have given up. We have actually no. Sorry. I know I'm going to be a dick about. And look, it is an amazing film. One of the the silence in the cinema was just crazy. How silent the cinema was, and I felt bad trying to eat popcorn. Like I was like,
I was stuck between you
You're
and
that
Michael.
guy.
I was stuck between you and Michael, and all that he was.
anyway, but when you're near the waterfall, the monsters can't hear you. Why haven't you not built civilization around waterfalls? I am just saying.
Well, there's easy for that. Well, you don't know there could be a civilization at Niagara Falls. You don't know that. This is following one family.
I'm just saying that
two. Did they find that out pre-fall or after the fall?
Well, look, they might have figured it out.
And how much noise are you going to draw building your society around a waterfall? You're going to have to haul timber. You're going to have to get all the stuff to go there. You're going to load it up on a truck.
But the point is, whilst you're at the waterfall or in the surrounding of the waterfall, you can generally, small thing. Having said that, still amazing film.
Yeah. All right. Let's move. What's the next one? Zombieland.
Obviously, it's
fantastic film.
Yeah. I like the second one better. Obviously.
Oh, how good was the second one?
Second one was good.
But that's only because it's got a Valley Girl in it, isn't it, Chris?
Yes, Madison.
That's right.
Hey, she's acting royalty. She is.
Yes, I know.
Daughter of Mrs. McFly.
Elaine McFly. Yeah.
Yep.
Would you classify Avengers Endgame as a
functioning society?
No.
Functioning society? Yep.
Functioning society.
See, technicality. Dawn of the Planet. It's the new Planet of the Apes. I really like those films.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Isn't that the?
That's where it begins.
Then no.
No, because
it
events that would lead to the apocalypse starts or is hinted to start at the very end of the film.
Yeah, all right. So Rise would be, the second film. Yeah, cool. All right. I've never seen this. A Boy and His Dog.
Never seen that one.
Dawn of the Dead, obviously. We can just go through all the zombie films. How bad was this film, Chris? Like seriously, how bad was this film? Have you seen Snowpiercer, Neil?
I've seen Snowpiercer the film, and I've watched the first season of the Netflix adaptation I very nearly noped out of it in the first 10 minutes because they threatened to do something very horrible to a child, and someone took the fall for them. But it was I classed Snowpiercer, and especially the Netflix adaptation, the show, similar to The Road, where there is no new equilibrium you can establish. Gradually, entropy will happen. You're going to end up with nothing. All you're doing is prolonging it, and that's not the kind of post-apocalypse. I mean, I enjoy them, but they're not my favorite because it's a little too depressing.
Yeah. You want a bit of a hope in it.
You have to have you have to have some hope, or else it's just like going, let me go to the movies to be depressed. Great. Oh, I feel so much better about that.
12 Monkeys. I actually watched this for the first time a couple of weeks ago.
Interesting film.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Interesting film.
It was good. It was a 90s film, and I've always loved Willis and I've always loved Pitt.
but I wouldn't consider it post-apocalyptic. I mean, where they're from, it's probably post-apocalyptic. Like,
Where they're from is very, very post-apocalyptic. But then the going back, that's 50-50.
yep.
But I watched this film when it first came out, when I was in high school, and I watched the film. It entertained me, but it's only when I watched it again as an adult that I really, really started to appreciate the way the film was made, and especially the acting. As so you mentioned, Bruce Willis, Brad Pitt, really, really well acted.
Yeah. Again, another zombie one, 28 days later. Now, this gave us, is his name Cillian Murphy or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that this was his, like, big break. Because he's a fantastic actor. But again, I've never seen 28 Days Later.
Really?
Have you not?
Yeah, I've not.
Well worth a watch. The way it's the scene that you can see in the
Picture.
the image here. It's at the very. I'm not spoiling anything for you because you can see it here at the very beginning of the film. He's walking around an abandoned London.
Wow.
And they actually did this by filming. They closed certain roads off and filmed very, very early in the morning because you can't shut London down.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
It's a very cramped, busy place, but they filmed it. I think very, very early in the morning, and then used color grading to make it look like it was broad daylight.
Wow.
It is I believe it's the start of the fast zombie. Although,
yes,
if you want to be pedantic, the antagonists in 28 Days Later are not zombies; they're not undead.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They're just very angry.
Speaking of zombies, I was wondering your opinion, Neil, about your hate for the fast zombie. What about if it was a zombie world where there was like one or two fast zombies, some sort of like super zombie, and the rest of us still the rambling slow ones? Is that like you're more okay with that one, or do you just have a blanket ban on fast zombies?
It's not a ban. It's not a ban. It's just when you have fast zombies, it could be any generic horde villain. I mean, like I like the first three phases of Marvel, but in each of the Avengers films, when antagonist turns up at the end for the big fight, you get army of CGI minions
Versus other army of
They could be
CGI
anything.
minions. Yeah, exactly. No.
They could be anything. Ultron had his little Ultron bots that were swarming over things, just like the
Not true.
vampire creatures from I Am Legend, just like the fast zombies from the awful not adaptation of World War Z.
Oh yeah.
Do not get me started on that. I don't dislike them. I just think that once they're
I
fast
don't know.
and
I don't
swarming and
know.
climbing over things, that they lose their unique identity as an antagonist.
Yeah. What about Terminator? Again, that's pre coming from a post-apocalyptic world to a
Although it's a post-apocalyptic world, let's not, again, very fresh in my memory. Kyle Reese states the machines had lost, we'd won.
Yeah.
So even in the future setting, he states that the future he's come from, although, was it 3 billion people are dead and most
But
of the
they
world has
won.
been nuked, they had won. There is now the opportunity to rebuild. So although it is apocalyptic, it's not so much an end as it is a rather difficult restart.
That's why Skynet's sending the robots back to kill John Connor so they can prevent their loss.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
the whole purpose of the
Yeah.
film is because hey, we lose
Yeah.
because of this motherfucker. Let's go. Let's
And
go back.
and then you end up like my daughter, where she was watching the films, and at the end she went, "So he went back in time to save her giving birth to him, but he doesn't exist until this guy goes back in time and knocks up Sarah Connor to give birth to him. How does that work?" I said, Don't try. It's a loop. Just don't try. And then she watched a deleted scene where the robot factory they're in at the end, where they crush the Terminator in the press,
Yeah.
is Cyberdyne. And they find the chip in the wreckage of the Terminator, and that's the chip that then goes into the hands of Miles Dyson in Terminator 2 to help them make Skynet. And she went, "But that means that they..." And I said, "Yes, it's another loop. Don't try and figure it out."
Yeah.
Sorry, random tangent there.
It loops. That's the whole point. It's just
Not an apocalypse because it's over within a day.
Shaun of the Dead. Wow, yeah. And they've gone, yeah, that's true.
Literally, before the night is out, the army turns up and shoot all the zombies.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
it's very fictional, though.
Yeah.
But it's a great film.
Yeah.
Matrix, yeah, the machines have won.
Ooh.
The machines have won.
Yeah, but humanity is.
Yes.
Okay,
but with-
you know what? You know, you're right. No, you're right. You're right. I'm picking hairs here. So yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because
in the Matrix itself, they do state that there's only one human civilization left, and they are down in the Earth's core where it's still warm. Implied that that's essentially where they are hiding to not be found. That's quite the they're just trying to survive.
They've taken the L. Yeah. Okay. I can. Yeah.
Then in the sequel, they will talk about the fact that we'll go there and we'll have a crazy rave party because reasons.
And then turns out the robots had planned it all along, and they were keeping them alive because humans needed hope.
Well, I heard there's only one Matrix movie, so you know.
There is no one.
I haven't seen Stalker. I don't know what it is. It's a Russian.
I have seen Stalker. I have read the book that it's based on, which is a roadside picnic.
Yep.
If anyone likes meaningful science fiction, A Roadside Picnic is a fantastic short read. Well recommended. This is it looks apocalyptic, and this is also the basis for Stalker, the game series, of which the full sequel was just released this month.
I'm hearing things about that one. I might want to check that out. Maybe. I don't know.
But the essentially it is an exclusion zone similar to the zone that surrounds Chernobyl, which is what arguably some of it's based on, where weird things happen, but there is a world outside of those zones that is just carrying on as usual. So in the grand scheme of things, I would say Stalker is not post-apocalyptic, although the entire film is based in a setting that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Mad Max definitely post-apocalyptic. I don't know why they chose Fury Road.
I thought this was just a documentary about life in Australia.
Oh, no, well, yeah. I mean, that does make a little sense. I mean, like, I can't verify that because I haven't been to the desert, you know. But, you know, I mean, our entire central part of Australia is unlivable. So, yeah.
I do want to point out something that I do find hilarious about the whole Mad Max concept is that with fuel being so precious,
they use a lot of it.
They're using a lot of muscle cars that require a lot of fuel. If Mad Max is real, everyone would be driving Toyotas or Hyundais around the desert because of their fuel efficiency.
They'd be driving
I can actually address that. In the original Road Warrior or Mad Max, depending on where in the world you live.
Yep.
Essentially, there's been a lot of discussion about why is it that we go from civilization where it's a little bit grim to cow print Dune buggies in the sequel. But it's the end of the world in Mad Max 1 or The Road Warrior. I believe the apocalypse has happened, and where they are living is essentially just the remains of society breaking down.
Yep.
We've not completely gone tribal, but we're on the way, which is why you have the motorcycle gang, which is essentially where most people are going to end up being. And then in the sequel, you head out from the last bits of civilization to where they are still running each other off the road for a tank of fuel.
Yeah, makes sense.
There you go. Wall-E. Hate that movie. But well, they are leaving Earth. I mean, so Earth has been destroyed.
That's post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Only in this case, it seems it's an apocalypse caused by mankind's wastefulness.
Yeah. Yeah. Children of Men.
Yep.
Well,
No.
because correct me, the whole premise behind this one is like no one can get pregnant anymore,
No one can
right?
get.
Correct.
Yeah. So when there's only 1 or 2 people left, then it's post-apocalyptic.
No, like humanity's basically like no. You know what? I'm gonna say post-apocalyptic because it's over. Humanity's just basically like running down the clock.
Yeah.
Because we can't make new people.
Yeah.
So we are like just like well, fuck. Like like this is it.
This is I believe in the opening, the last child born, who's I think in their 30s, is assassinated. Someone kills them, and the whole world is in mourning because this person was a celebrity based purely on the fact that they were the last child to be born in the world. Beautifully shot film with some absolutely stunning long takes.
But
if you like filmmaking, this is a great film to watch.
Yeah.
What I like about this film is there's actually finally in a movie a sense of realism. And what I mean by that is they have to get to a certain location for the people to come collect them. And then they're going, and the woman's like going, "Oh my God, we've passed the time." And he's like, "This is too important. They'll come back. They'll wait." And they do. They come, and I'm going, "Oh my God, common sense." They're like going, "Oh my God, if it's not by this time, humanity's doomed. Guys, pack it up. Let's go." All done. Like, no, you know what? You'd wait a little while longer.
Yeah.
You would, and they did. I'm like going, "Oh my God, some common sense in a film. That's amazing." No, I said 9 on the dot. That's it. Humanity's done. Let's go. Pack it up.
Oh well, you know.
All right, guys.
Remind me of Topper Harley in Hot Shots Part 2. I'm going to go and save Rowan Atkinson. If I'm not back in 15 minutes, you know what to do. Yeah, we'll leave without you. No, wait another 15 minutes.
Exactly.
Right. And the other one's The Road.
Post-apocalyptic.
I'm reading the book at the moment. It's really good.
That's a good film. Viggo Mortensen does an amazing job, obviously.
Yeah, well, Viggo Mortensen carries a film, so you know.
He's one of only 2 characters in the film, really.
Yeah. Viggo Mortensen carries many franchises.
Yeah.
Well, 2. Or 1, really. This is not a franchise, this is 1 film. But anyway,
No. Well, look, I don't see a possible sequel for this.
No, this is not one of those like going, there's going to be a
Correct
sequel.
me if I'm wrong. The apocalypse was the world has burned.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the example of this is not like The Postman where everything's collapsed, but we have civilizations that are trying to grow crops and reform
we have postmen
society
delivering their semen all around the states.
And doing a terrible job of it as well.
I know. They keep cracking open the containers.
This is one of these. We have a small tin of beans, and this is. We have to make this last because after this, there's no chance of even growing any more crops because the ash has contaminated the ground.
Yeah, this is basically also just running down the clock. There's no there's no hope here. Everyone's just running down the clock. It's just basically like, well, fuck, take a knee, run it down.
Another one I'd like to give an honourable mention to. That there's probably lots that after this recording I will kick myself for forgetting about. But there's one that not many people seem to know about that was fairly recent. Was The Divide.
All right, yeah.
And this was Michael Biehn as Kyle Reese from The Terminator and Corporal Hicks from Aliens. This was a film starring him where it starts off with people in an apartment block somewhere in America, and the nukes are falling. It literally opens with a reflection in someone's eye of the mushroom clouds going up. I don't think we ever find out who or why, but they all run into the basement, and the building superintendent or the janitor character is kind of the preppery type who has it all. He lives in the basement and he's got his supplies. He's got his tins of beans and his survival gear. But then a load of people come in, they seal it up, and now you've got a movie in a bottle where they're just in this basement. What do we do? Well, the nukes have fallen. How long do we have to wait before we go outside? What do we do in the meantime? And then it's a bunch of characters, including, I forget the actor's name, but he played Peter Petrelli in Heroes. Gradually degenerating and turning on each other. And not many people have seen it. It is one of those dark and joyless films, but it's an entertaining watch. The ending definitely gives you that very Road style feeling of that. Wow, where you can just all you've done is prolong your life briefly. Would it have been a mercy to just die in the blast? And yeah, that's not the fun, let's rebuild society type post-apocalypse that I tend to go for.
Yeah, it's at that point they should just take the Canadian approach and all just kill themselves because that's what
Okay.
I mean, the third biggest cause of mortality in Canada at the moment, I believe, the government.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get in trouble one of these days.
The UK is in the process of passing similar legislation, which everyone says, "Oh no, that totally wouldn't happen over here."
Again, sometimes people get sad. Agreed, I do understand that, but you can get them out of the sadness.
Yeah.
It's cheaper. It's cheaper just to kill them.
Oh no, I'm not saying like, look, if we were run by an AI, the AI would basically be going, the more people I remove, the better the system runs. Oh my God, the system would run perfectly if there were no people. Like this is how we Skynet shit people. This is how it happens. Yeah. Because the AI will eventually go, oh my God, my system runs perfectly when there are no people.
Honorable mention to the classic piece of literature, I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. It's a short story about the end of the world where an AI ended the world, but there are, I think, 5 people that it keeps alive for entertainment. And it's such a powerful AI. It basically has control over reality.
Okay.
Don't know how, never explained, doesn't need to be. It keeps them alive. They I can't remember. I think they've been there for hundreds of years. They can't die, but they are kept in a state of perpetual hunger. So they are having to constantly trek through the bowels of this AI system, which spans continents. You can go online and you can find it. I think it's public domain now. So you can go and find it to read, or there are plenty of people on YouTube who've done readings of it.
Cool.
It's a classic piece of literature. It factors into This is depressing as hell.
Yeah, that does not sound like a jaunt. It's like, yeah, I'm going to read this and be like, I feel good about where we're heading inside. But again, everyone is thinking that AI is going to become sentient and destroy the world. No, guys, think about your modern society. We are going to build AI. It'll eventually become smart enough to be what they call moving from what they call narrow intelligence, which is what it can do right now. It's an algorithm that can do one thing very well. If you ask it to think and elaborate, it's like, shut up, let me do my one thing that I'm very good at. It will move to a generalist intelligence, which is what AI would be a general general intelligence where it can basically it can actually like move to a different thought. We will then use that program with the advancements on either virtual reality or robots to build AI girlfriends, and we will end humanity because there's no more babies.
So it'll basically be children of men.
Children of men.
Heading toward.
but it'd be children of men by our own design, by our own that is how humanity is going to end, not by any great war. It's because once people start dating the AI robots, who are just who basically their entire existence is to serve or please the individual that they've been programmed towards.
And Bill Gates will finally get what he wants.
Exactly. But they will not be they cannot handle a normal human interaction where the person doesn't want to do what they want to do. They're like Jamie. Like Jamie struggles at the moment with dating because he wants an AI girlfriend because he doesn't want people to argue with him because he gets all upset.
I love a good argument. It has to be a healthy one, not like, you're wrong, wah, 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 wah kind of stuff.
But that's how you argue, Jamie. No,
I argue that way because I know it drives you insane. We've been friends for like 35 plus years. It's a tax to drive you up the wall. I can have a genuine argument.
I don't know. Like I've seen Jamie face. I don't know if you.
No, well, that's not an argument. That's just me going, I want to say something, but I won't.
I know, but that's also
and it's not my face anymore. It's the JD Vance face now.
Oh, it's the genius, whatever. It's the face. It's the face of like, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, but it's also like the face that you shouldn't do because it's very clear that you're trying to keep your mouth that you have an opinion.
Well, maybe it is. Yeah. Anyway, we should probably wrap things up, guys.
Probably.
Thank you guys for listening. Send an email to thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com. Check us out on Instagram, X. Check out our sponsors, Rebecca Cassells and Martin Kearns. And to take us home, I thought I'd give us a little bit of funny history. Oh, a history that Chris, I know, will find hilarious. Back in 1875, the Great Whiskey Fire of Dublin took the lives of 13 people. None of them died from burns or smoke inhalation. All succumbed to alcohol poisoning from drinking the whiskey that was flowing through the streets.
I mean, it's free whiskey, right? Like, I mean, wouldn't that be the first thing you ask? Is like, this free? Like, this is free, right?
It's flowing through the street. They're like, they'll be lying down there lapping up whiskey.
This is how we became sailors. Oh my god. Oh my god, that is. Yeah, like again, I. The sad thing is, I could see it happening.
Human nature.
We are again. I'm surprised that the species has lived this long. Again, the age-old argument: are we in the fall of the Roman Empire, or are we at the dawn of the Roman Empire? We're at one of two particular points in history. I don't know which one it is.
And on that deep philosophical
whiskey drowning simulator.
All right, guys, we'll catch you next time.
In 1932, the Australian Army declared war on 20,000 emus and lost. It's a part of Australian history that not many know about. Maybe that's because history is written by those who win. So if you want to hear the full story of the Great Emu War of 1932, then check out my book, Letters from the Emu War. Read letters, newspaper articles, and journal entries. With every turn of the page, you will gain a deeper understanding of the life and times of emus at war. So head on over to jabryden.com and grab a signed copy today.